do you think it would be funny? Maybe we could talk about this on another pod, to have an adult version of Inside Out, the film.
Yes.
No.
Because I just
A sequel where she's grown up.
No.
But you could do it for a man where you had,
You're gonna make this sexy and weird.
Yeah, but you can. You've got like like erection thing man or whatever it is.
Erection thing man.
And
that's what it should be called. Erection thing man.
And
it's not Bing Bong. It's erection thing man.
He controls like the red blood cells and like it's like a dam and it holds it.
All of this is going in.
And then breaks down the dam and the red blood cells are like woohoo and running.
This is the greatest radio I have ever heard in my life.
We're not recording, are we?
We absolutely are.
Oh wow!
I feel so violated by that. It's terrible.
I just thought it would be funny.
Yeah, it's good.
Welcome to Nerds Chatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome everybody to the Nerdschatting podcast. My name is Nate, and with me today are my two co-hosts, Ben and James. Hello, boys.
Oh, hi, it's Ben.
Hi, it's James. I don't think I've ever been called a co-host.
No.
Normally my good friends.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You are my good friends, but I thought,
We've
you're
been
my
upgraded.
co-hosts,
Does that mean
so
we've done something right for a change?
No,
Maybe.
God, no. No,
Okay,
no.
fine. Just wanted to check.
Yeah. So we watched. Should I introduce who we are?
Yeah, let's do it professionally,
Oh,
shall
yeah,
we?
okay,
Let's just
wait,
not
go on.
dive straight in.
Professionally. That'll be a first.
Yeah,
we're the Nerds Chatting. We talk about all things nerdy, comic books, movies, TV shows. And this week we watched a movie on TV. Does that count anymore?
What?
Like, it's a Netflix movie. How do we categorize that? Because it's TV now, right?
Well, yeah, but this is. I had this question with you about when it's a Netflix original.
Yeah.
And you basically said
No, I think they bought the rights to distribute it.
Yeah. So it's just about distribution.
But that's what I mean. So it could just as easily have been released in the cinema.
Could have gone to the big screen, couldn't
Haven't
it?
we actually told anyone what we watched yet?
No, sorry. We watched I Am Mother. There we go.
Okay.
I mean, it's in the description. It'll be on their MP3 playing device. It'll say Nurse Chatting about I Am Mother.
Review.
Yeah.
Yes,
Something like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the loosest sense of the term, we will review this movie.
Well, okay. So
Hang
I've got 4 questions, and then I've just got some random thoughts I've thrown on the page.
Just vomited onto the
if we haven't covered those thoughts in the questions, then we'll get to them. So,
Okay, sounds good.
The first question I have is, what is it? So you guys tell me about I Am Mother. What?
Go on, Ben.
You're gonna? Oh, look, that's an app that's yellow and got 4
Are
letters.
you actually going to IMDb it?
Yeah,
And then, okay, I'm just going to
I'm
check.
going to read out the official IMDb synopsis.
Okay, well, I'm
Talk
gonna,
over him.
I'm going to talk over you for all of the way. It's about a robot being a mother,
Is it though?
bringing up a human being, not a human doing. I
Or a
try to get that
human
one in.
going.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the trials and tribulations related to that until there's a little mini twist.
Correct.
Okay, so you've done that. That was a very good summing up. I'm now going to read out the official IMDb synopsis.
Right.
It's not gonna be
Please don't talk over me because I didn't talk over you.
Okay, I promise.
And I'll get cross.
I promise.
Please don't.
I don't believe
A teenage girl is raised underground by
Didn't have to talk over him. He did it himself.
I say a round of applause to the gentleman in front of me. Would you
Brilliant.
like to try again?
Yeah,
Or is it
we'll
your
fix
speech?
that. We'll fix that in
Or
a
is it
minute.
your speech and peppermint?
Nice. I'm not going to edit that.
A teenage girl is raised underground by a kindly robot mother. I'm saying mother in air quotes.
Air quotes. There was
Designed to repopulate the Earth following the extinction of mankind. But their unique bond is threatened when an inexplicable stranger arrives with alarming news.
So we should say straight off the bat, this film is a mystery movie. So there's just spoilers at every stage, right? So if we are to talk about this, I think we're going to have to say spoilers straight out because
I don't think we can review a film these days without spoiling it, really.
But also,
Not
also
properly.
just the very nature of this one is very much like what is going on.
Yeah.
You're always asking what's going on. Go on.
No, you finish those.
Well, just from the opening sequence, the text on the screen makes you go, "What is going on?"
Oh yeah, we had to
Yeah.
do some mathematics, didn't we?
because
Not trig.
Yeah, it says days since extinction event 1,
Yes.
and so you still have the sounds of bombs going off.
Yes.
What is it? It's human embryos stored 63,000.
Yep.
And then it says
Humans near 0. I'm pretty sure it said that, didn't it?
Yeah,
As in-
humans present 0 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see like a montage of a baby being raised,
Born
and
then
raised.
Yeah.
and then it says days since extinction event 13,000.
Yeah, so we worked out that to be about
that-
35 years.
It's 37, 38, I think
yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Between friends, I'm not going to be plus
No,
or
that's
minus
fine.
out of
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
okay?
okay, yeah, 35.
But that straight away was a big giveaway. Anyway, just before we get into your 4 things, which are great things, by the way.
Okay, we're still on point 1, by the way, yeah.
Plus your vomit of stuff on the bottom. Who should, if someone watched a film like this and enjoyed that, how can we? What is this film like? Basically, this is what I'm trying to say in a really stupid way.
This film is somewhere between Moon, 2001: Space Odyssey, and The Terminator.
With no time travel.
Yeah, well, it's got
Sure.
it's got spatterings of all of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's someone's thrown all of that into a blender.
Yeah.
Hit puree, and then poured what's left into Netflix.
I guess so, but I don't know if that does it justice. I think this film is very valid on its own right.
Standalone.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely taken parts of other films
Yeah,
without
yeah.
a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Because but that's because these films have probably made a big impression on us.
Yes.
You know, we thought as soon as we said the robot or self-aware, for me, Skynet all the way through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Boom.
that's why it's got
So
to
it's
be
Terminator.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. Therefore, it's Moon.
Yeah.
Terminator. So it's sci-fi.
And Moon is a single person in a sort of sci-fi metal environment with a robot companion.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a thriller.
Yeah.
So it's
And a mystery.
Yeah. Well, and exactly
Said
all of the
mystery.
things that Ex Machina was as well.
Yeah, exactly right.
I think that Ex Machina, right?
I think people just...
Well, I'm going to say.
I guess
you're
it depends.
No, I'm going to say you're correct because I
Thank
do
you.
normally get things wrong.
No,
Can
never.
Is
Doesn't happen.
that dog being picked up, by the way?
It doesn't matter because we said we were going to reference this. The
Fold.
bifolds are open and the air is coming in because it's the beginning of a heat wave here in the UK.
James has opened the Bifrost.
Yes.
The 9 realms are open to us.
Oh yes.
Actually, I have a side question I was going to ask you guys earlier. Is this the way it's going to be now, or is there sun coming? Because it was just muggy today. It was just horrid and muggy.
No, the sun's here now.
It is here.
For a couple of days, I
so
think,
Met
yeah.
Office tells me it's all about the sun, but it was, and it's still going to be humid. But unlike France, it's not going to be France.
France.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Mike,
yeah.
and you might see Cuthbert just outside in a moment.
Anyway, yeah.
It's like 104 in France,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
people is basically people going to die.
Okay,
Fact.
well, that's terrible.
Because this is so related to the film. You love
Yes.
this.
Tangent
Yeah.
central.
So I was in work all day at one of the campuses, and I had my blazer on, and
You
I was like,
didn't.
"Oh, it was fine." And then I thought, "Well, I need to walk into town to do the things I've got to do in town." Walked into town, and the sun came out, and I just sweat
Yeah.
just all over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not pretty.
Was it greasy?
Ew.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about a film, I believe.
Yeah. So what is it? It's a thriller, sci-fi, robot, mystery, action.
Futuristic sort of action movie.
Oh, what did it say at the start in the top left-hand corner?
Oh, yeah, that was
It was
funny.
Not gore, but it was
Injury detail.
injury detail. I've never seen that on a film
No,
before.
The descriptions of things to be wary of are getting so much better.
Injury detail.
And we were like, what is that? And then in the film, you're like, there it is.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
there it is. 45 minutes and 33 seconds. There's my injury detail.
Okay, so expanding on the synopsis that James and I both read out, James off the top of his head, and it was very good, and mine
was
off
very
of
good.
IMDb.
Well, I didn't want to go in too deep.
No, but it was good. It was
Okay,
good.
fine,
Yeah. So basically, we skip forward from that, that reveal sort of 5 minutes after the little montage right at the beginning,
Yeah.
where there's a baby being raised, and it says it's like the 13,000 days.
Yeah.
After extinction level event, and they never explain to you what the extinction level event is.
No.
They sort of, as the film moves on and it gets into the final act, it's referenced,
Yeah.
but you're never really told what happened. There's a lie about it,
Yeah.
and then there's a sort of a reveal about what it actually was, but you're never actually told what it is. We can guess it's bombs going off because that's what you heard at the beginning,
Yep.
but you don't really ever see it.
And I'm
So-
okay with that. I'm
Yeah, I
genuinely,
was as
yeah.
well, because I didn't need to know what the extinction level event was. It's like The Walking Dead. I don't need to know how the zombies turned up. There are just zombies there now. I don't need to know how the world ended. Absolutely, full of nailed on. We sort of get a bit of something later on in the movie, but you just have to accept that it has. This is the reality of now. Go.
And I think that's what was so great about the film, because it had enough detail in other areas
Yeah.
for you to kind of not really worry about it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So this slides us nicely into part 2.
Oh, have we
well-
finished with what is it?
Yeah, because we're going to get into more of what is it as we go along.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
sure.
Right. Okay.
Part 2 is was it good? And I said at the end of this film, I said, I bloody enjoyed that.
And I said, I've never watched a film where you've ever said that. So I was almost taken aback a little bit because I absolutely loved it as well. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I could easily go and watch it again tonight, and I only watched it 2 nights ago.
Yeah, and I watched some clips. I watched some clips of it today to think about this, and as watching the clips, I was trying to find something, and I was finding myself getting gripped by it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this is crazy. This is a good movie.
I very much enjoyed it, and I thought that the second the movie finished. But then yesterday, I found myself thinking about the movie, and that to me is my inner self saying, hey, you really enjoyed this film, because it's making you think the next day about the message, about what the movie was about what you saw, about the feelings you had whilst you were watching it. And for me, that's everything I want in a film that I watch on Netflix for definite. If I'd seen this at the cinema, I think I probably would have enjoyed it even more.
Yeah, I think that would have been all-encompassing, that sound, light and sound. I think we've been talking about watching this. We saw the trailer. We saw the trailer, and we were like, we'll watch the trailer together. And you guys were like, this is amazing. James, you said, we're watching that together, deal. And we all said, yes, absolutely. And I'm glad we did, because I think it was a really good experience.
Well, and the trailer didn't actually give too much away. Nope. After watching the film, you can then piece together elements of it, because you don't remember that big robot walking in.
No, sure.
And
I
was kind of like, well, where's that coming in? Because I do remember. And I thought what was also brilliant, it was such a small cast of people.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You weren't outside of the building or the safe zone at all, though it was a massive building.
Yeah, we did say that one, but we were like, this place is huge.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. That leads me on to something as well that I thought was another thing that I really liked. That's the bit we're on now, the things that we liked, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, was it good, and then what worked well? So we can move into what worked.
Okay, well, what worked well? The fact it was a small cast.
Yep.
And the fact that when we saw the trailer for the movie, I made an assumption about this film that I even repeated as the film was starting, that the film never confirmed, and that is that the girl who was living with mother being the robot, girl being daughter, that the woman who showed up, which is Hilary Swank, was an older clone of the girl. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it was never actually confirmed that it was. Right?
I would say it was confirmed.
But I don't know if it was. Okay. I think there's an assumption that it is, and there's some words that lead you to believe that it is, that Mother mentions right at the end. But there's also the bit where... Did I miss something?
Where daughter's watching the TV show, and woman is basically goes... What are you watching? And she said, I'm watching this. Have you seen it? And she
says a long time ago.
A long time ago.
But that doesn't mean that she's a clone of the girl. It just means that she might have been in the complex before. But it's never explicitly said, I think, hey, you're a clone of this little one.
I think they look too similar. And as we were talking throughout the movie, their hair is done in the same way. They're always in the same position.
There's a couple of reflection shots.
Always.
As well.
They've got one behind one ear or over both ears.
I'm going to kind of slightly agree with Ben in some respects. Because
it's a first for everything.
I know. We saw so obviously you have the embryos. We don't know if they are the same. And so when what is it? Is it 24 hours? And then
it's 24 hours to grow a baby.
It's like a baby microwave.
Yeah.
I do understand where you're coming from, but the fact that woman and daughter look so much alike, and I mean, okay, you never see it. I think they have to be of the same.
Yeah, we know that woman is definitely from the complex, right? We know that because Mother says it's almost like there was a plan for you. These people found me as a baby.
Yes.
And we see that there are three humans have come. Well, the daughter is the third human. The second one we know is burnt.
Yep.
And the first one, or one or two, whichever way round you want to do it, one of them is burnt to death and one of them is put
I know
out.
that one was, and I use this word because it's the word used in the film, aborted, in air quotes,
I would
around 7 or 8.
I feel like one is woman because she's like 14-ish, 35.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's about the amount of time that it skipped forward after day one.
At this
Baby
point,
one.
do we want to talk about really the big twist? And because all the things that we're talking about now really doesn't make any sense until you really know about the twist.
Yeah. So Mother, as it turns out, is Skynet. She is the collective of robots.
Yes.
And her whole purpose is actually to preserve human life.
Yeah.
But the only way to do that is to kill off all the bad humans.
Which means basically everybody.
Yeah, and then raise them from scratch.
And build them up in her mould.
Absolutely.
Build the perfect human.
Yeah.
And that's why she got rid of a couple of ones before, because in her eyes, they weren't perfect. Therefore, they weren't good enough to restart the human race, so they would...
Yeah,
gone.
and that's that whole... I'm sorry.
There's
Ali,
a lady in your garden spraying
but it's
spraying
okay that
flowers.
Ali's doing that. But the fact that she's laughing while doing it is what's really setting me off. You're desperately trying to be quiet, aren't you?
Alison, we're trying to do a podcast here, and all you can do is water my garden.
That's brilliant.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so funny.
When
Let's
you
carry
say
on.
it like that,
Yeah.
you make it sound really dirty.
Yeah, you do. You
All you
Why?
can do is water my garden.
I don't speak like that.
Anyway, right. So what we were saying about recreating humans, and
Yeah,
it's all that central philosophical question that Daughter is asked, and when it happened, we were like, "This is important."
Well, you were like, this is
Yeah,
important.
but we all agreed. We were talking.
It was a smoking gun.
Yeah,
Or it was a loaded gun.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
what it
so
is.
the thing is, 4 people terminally ill need transplants.
Yep.
5th person is. Are they ill? Yeah, they're ill.
They all
but
need
you
they
can
all need
cure
transplants.
you can cure the 5th person with medicine.
Yes.
The other 4 you can only cure with the healthy organs from the 5th person.
Yeah.
So do you kill the 5th person to kill
save
the
4.
4 people?
Yeah.
Or do you let the 4 people with
Die.
unhealthy organs die
So
and
so the healthy person survives.
survives?
And I quite like Daughter's response.
Yeah.
Because she basically chucks a curveball in there and says, well, what if these 4 people are bad people?
Yeah.
If they're thieves or...
She asked the deeper question.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just numbers on the page. Right?
And Mother
Which
just
is what
kind
the
of...
film asks. And I think that's almost what Mother wanted her to respond with.
Yeah, which is why she's the perfect
Yeah.
candidate
Yeah.
for taking on the role of mother.
Because if she said what I immediately went to are the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one,
Yeah.
therefore 5th healthy person or healthy-ish person with healthy organs should be killed, chopped up, and all the organs given to the 4 other people. Those 4 other people might not be seen as perfect because they've got organs failing. Therefore, they might not be any good in this new populated Earth.
In this universe,
Yes.
you're chopped liver, mate. You're done.
Oh, I'm done. Completely.
Oh, you're out.
You're
out.
out. That's 5 seconds.
No, yeah, you're completely out. Yeah.
Mother has birthed me in 24 hours, taken one look at me and gone, nah,
Nah.
this kid's out there.
Aborted.
Into the furnace with him. Yeah. That was, oh my God, that was harsh.
That was horrific.
When she climbs in and she's got like ash all over her, and
You see Mother put 2 things in the furnace before Daughter goes to the furnace to see if actually there's anything in there she could find that's proving that Mother's done this before.
Yeah.
You know, like had a child before and then got rid of it. And at the start you think, oh, there's nothing there. Oh, everything's going to be okay. And then you find a jawbone and you're like, oh my God, she's a psychobot. Oh no, it's the worst.
but she's not a psychobot. That's my favourite thing about this film.
I think you fall... No, hang on, whoa. Take a step back, because I was going to say you almost fall in love with the robot. No, I don't. What I mean is that I admire what her programming or what she's trying to do.
I 100% agree. I said to you guys in that final scene where Daughter is going to kill Mother,
Yep.
I said, I hope she sides with her.
Yeah.
Because the way the film plays out is like Mother is right in this situation.
Well, Mother, then the robot becomes Daughter, then becomes Mother.
Yes.
Based on Mother's training of her. It's almost like a Mr. Miyagi and...
Yeah, Karate Kid.
I see exactly your point there, because the film sort of leads you down to understanding what Mother has done
or programmed to be...
or programmed to have done, because she feels that she's taking steps to better the human race, albeit over a long period of time. But she has committed
Genocide.
on a scale hitherto unseen.
Sure, but just take what
And
the
yes,
film...
I just did say hitherto.
Take what the film gives
I
you,
thought you
right?
did.
The film gives you... The only other introduction of humans that the film gives you is woman's account of them.
Yes.
And they sound awful.
Yeah.
They're like killing each other. They're like
Feral.
eating each other.
They're
Become feral. They literally have gone to the very ends of what humanity is. And so the only thing that you can go on with the film is that. So wipe them out.
But
Mother's God.
But were they like
Mother is
that
God.
before, or were they like that because of how they were forced to live after Mother did what she did?
I think if we took a magnifying glass to the Earth, we would see right now that we're all a bit like that.
Oh, deep.
That's gone real deep.
That
That's
has.
too deep for me at the moment.
I've
I'm
got
not deep undercover. I'm just like, whoa.
Who shot woman?
Well, Mother did in one of the other robot forms because it was her plan, right? She had a plan always, so she must have shot her when she was nearby.
So her plan always was for daughter to become mother.
Yes.
Hence the name of the film.
I Am Mother.
And it's got a double meaning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Triple meaning even, because woman sort of saw daughter as I can take this kid under my wing and show her how humanity should be.
But one thing that I that's just popped into my head, obviously Mother has set the woman, Hilary Swank's character, out. At what point does she know it's time to bring her back in to do the test? Because isn't that basically what the other version of Mother robot at the end said?
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of luck there that she did come away from the other humans.
Yeah.
But I suppose the long game, Mother's got 63,000 embryos.
Yeah.
She could just start again.
Yeah.
And she would just start again.
Yeah.
And she's patient enough to just see it through.
Do you know what's interesting? Is that we are only talking about the plot. And we're in the what worked well section. The film is so good that you don't question any of the special effects.
No, you're right.
You don't question any of the acting. It's such a good story.
It's engrossing. We were all completely engrossed. I mean, all right, fair enough. We were having some running commentary, which actually I quite like.
Yeah,
but
it was fine.
But there were a couple of things we questioned about. Well, why can't the robot hear things?
But she could.
And
Turns out she could.
And she could. But in terms of a robot.
When you say hear things, you mean how could she be
record
in one
things.
room
and
across the other side
but
of the
she's
complex, which is about half a mile
So it's
away.
all electronic, so she can tap into
hear everything.
It's because she's keeping things from daughter.
But Mother is in the film. Robots in the film. She is a very basic robot.
Yes.
Because she has to recharge.
Yeah.
She hasn't got an unlimited cell like a T-1000. Do you like what I did?
I did, yeah.
Thank
Taking
you.
it to Terminator again.
Yeah, and so she has to sleep. So if she's asleep, she has to trust daughter. Daughter obviously is then able to go out and find things and also repair her.
That could be part of the plan. Maybe she doesn't need to. Maybe she does that to encourage daughter to be independent.
You are so good at asking questions. I hate your face.
We don't know. But it's an interesting idea. You know, you're right. It's not a very sophisticated robot if it has to do that, but it does have this grand plan. So it's sophisticated.
So does it have to do that? Yeah.
And maybe the basicness of it is how the human children are able to bond with it, because at the end, when daughter comes back to go into the compound, there are some big robots, and they look different. We all said they look different. Not the fact that they're carrying massive guns.
No, they have a different face. It's a much harsher face.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to look at, robots aren't cuddly things.
No.
You don't want to go and cuddle a robot. I'd love to go and cuddle Ben.
Thank you. I'll take that cuddle.
Yeah. but it's I think they did it well. It was nice.
I thought the voice of Mother by Rose Byrne, right?
Yes,
Was it Rose Byrne?
That was really powerful.
The fact that she never lost it, she always remained coolly, calmly in control, even when she had guns fired at her and she was being threatened and she perceived that daughter's life was in danger, so she was acting to protect her. She was always talking calmly, like Rose Byrne would probably talk to her own children.
But that's why it's scary, right?
Yes.
Because it's acting in a
like a flippant, I don't really care about any of this.
Yeah,
manner.
but it's like the robot is attacking woman or running really fast, but the voice is still really calm. It's a psychopath. That's what a psychopath is like.
Is that I can't remember the robot in 2001.
Hal.
Yeah, he's got a voice like that. Hasn't
He has got a voice like that, which is very much this references that a lot.
Thanks. Sorry.
Good morning, Dave.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
What are you doing, Dave? And he starts pulling the circuits
Dave,
out.
I think I'm losing my mind. Things like that.
Yeah. Daisy. Daisy. There you go. Right. So that what worked well. I mean, I think the design of the robot was brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
You said, Ben, at one point you were like, well, it's obviously a guy in a suit. It hadn't even occurred to me it was a guy in a suit until then.
Most of the time, I could tell. Not I could tell. That's the wrong way to put it. It was exceptionally well done, but every now and then, when I would expect a robot to sort of stop and then move robotically, it didn't. You mentioned it as well. It didn't stop. It sort of stopped, and then it sort of straightened up a little bit. And it was like, well, that's a guy in a suit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And there was one scene, slightly skipping ahead, I guess. The first time when you see it run, I thought the CGI looked a little bit on the ropey side.
Oh, I didn't
However,
mind that
that
scene.
is pretty much the only criticism I have of the film.
Well,
other than that, I thought it was flawless.
Talking about the robot, the video that I sent you guys that you haven't watched, but I will tell you about.
Didn't do our homework, JP.
No. Bless you.
Oh, no. Okay.
Multiple sneezes coming out.
That's the first sneeze. There will be at least 10 more.
No, I'm going to hold
You're
it.
holding it. So it was the robot was produced by Weta, who did all the special effects for the Lord of the Rings films.
Wow.
And the design went through lots of different phases, and you can when you should watch the video. We'll link it below.
Oh God. Okay, yeah, I'll remember to link it below.
Yeah,
Yes, you will.
And there's some really interesting stuff about the design of the face, like you said, Hal, that eye is a bit like Hal's eye. But the point I was trying to get to was when they first had the first mock-up of the suit to show the director. Once they'd gone through all the designs, they got one of the lead designers in the suit to sort of act it out. And the director was like, if you don't audition for this part, I'm not going to be happy. And he auditioned and then got the part.
Wow.
So it's one of the lead designers of the suit is the robot.
Luke Hawker.
Absolutely. So
Well
he's
done,
a
Ben.
guy that works for Weta, which I just thought was a really nice.
That is
It's
good.
really nice. Like obviously, lots of people are very good physical actors. You got like
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones is who I was thinking of from Discovery. But I thought he did very well as the robot. I thought he did really, really well. I really thought the performance was very good.
I think that if the robot looked too polished, or if it was a Terminator, so if it was in human form, it was a robot underneath, it would have made Mother more sinister, and straight away you would have known, well, she's actually a bad person. She's the one who's behind all of this. Whereas all the way through the film, pretty much right up until the end, when it's like confirmed that Mother did all of this, she's the dozers outside, she's everything. We said it ourselves. You kind of want her to take Mother's side and do what Mother wants her to do.
Well,
So
I think for me, the element of the robot that's kind of humanized itself to me was, you obviously got the center eye, but then you've got the other dots that were the eyes.
Yeah.
So when they were moving, it was almost like a frowning.
Yeah,
type
or a
of-
smile.
or a
Yeah,
smile.
yeah, and because they were moving at like 45-degree angles or what
like
have
in
you,
a
there
semicircle,
was basically a
That
big
seemed-
smiley face.
That seemed for me, it seemed to tell a whole story in how it was feeling, which then had a knock on about the situation. You're kind of like, okay, when it was running, you could see that it was almost like, when you run at a pace, you're really concentrating and you're frowning. You're like, go on, I'm going to do this. That's what it was like.
And I 100% agree. I thought, but it's the uncanny valley. We've talked about this before.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it? It's the R2D2. There's elements there which you can find and go, that's an eye, that's a frown, that's a smile.
And I'm really comfortable with that.
Yeah, and you're comfortable with it. But if it was a face, an actual face, it would be like, oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's like, have you seen not AI? What's the iRobot?
Yes.
The Will
Yeah.
Smith movie. Isaac Asimov spinning in his grave the fact that movie was made the way it was. But I quite enjoy it. But the robot in it,
Sonny.
They've made a bad choice there because he has a human face.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's awful.
It makes you go, oh, that just doesn't
not
look
enjoying
real.
that.
Doesn't look real. It doesn't look right. So, but I thought this was really good. Any other good stuff you want to talk about?
Okay, I've got something. I had put it into the end after your vomit of stuff at the end. But
yeah.
I feel like I want to bring it up now. So,
Was that a joke, by the way, with his vomit of stuff?
and I want to bring mine up now.
Yeah, okay.
It
fine.
didn't. It wasn't meant to be, but I guess it landed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we landed with me, my
Yeah,
friend.
Thank you. So at the start of the film, Mother is holding the first child that is birthed.
Yeah, woman.
Probably.
We're saying. We're saying.
We're going to call the first child woman,
Yeah.
right? Okay, not daughter. Right. Because it's definitely not daughter because it was like 35 years.
Yeah.
Fine. Holding the first child, and she's trying to soothe the baby because the baby is crying. Mm-hmm. So it plays pre-programmed soothing music for a child. Goes for a couple of different tracks, and then it lands on Baby Mine.
Yeah.
Where's that song from?
I only know this because you told me.
And I only know this because you told me. So shall I say?
Please.
Dumbo?
It's from Dumbo. It's the song that plays
Dumbo.
in Dumbo. The 1940s, whatever it is, Disney movie, Dumbo, where Dumbo's mother is locked up because it is a crazy elephant.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying in air quotes because it was trying to protect
Dumbo.
And the song's playing, and it's a real tearjerker. Now, I thought it was really interesting. Number one, I love the song. I've always loved that song, even when I heard it in that movie years ago.
In 1940.
That's right, because I am an ageless, timeless immortal.
You look good.
Thank you.
Real good.
You lie. Now, there's a line in the song. So I found the lyrics. I'd not looked for the lyrics before, and there is a line in the song that I feel is quite telling to the movie, and it almost tells you everything you need to know about the movie in the song. It's the very last chorus. The very last verse. It says, "From your hair down to your toes, you're not much good, goodness knows, but you're so precious to me, sweet as can be, baby of mine." That line,
Nice.
You're not much, goodness knows, that is Mother, the robot, basically saying to the human race, you're not much good, but you're mine, I'm going to start you all over again. Oh, I looked at that and just thought, my God, that is nice.
That's a nice link,
incredible.
mate. That is a nice link.
There's a lot of that sort of stuff in there. I think there's a lot. If you look closely,
Sorry, James.
and I'm not saying I have. I've looked up the trivia on IMDb, but there's a lot in
well
there.
done.
Yeah. There's a lot in there that you can kind of go, right, that's what they're doing.
Okay.
There.
Explain.
So this one I did actually catch myself. He
says that.
I
He
did. No, I
says
did catch
that.
this one because this wasn't in there. Because this is what I was trying to look up. Because I remember when we watched it, woman calls the robots dozers.
Sure. Yeah, that felt familiar to me, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
That's the little worker men in Fraggle Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay.
I thought that was quite cool, and they're like little wind-up men, the little roboty men.
I'm going to
Yes,
look
they
that
are.
up right now.
Yeah.
Fraggle Rock Dozer. Okay.
But also, it's like bulldozer and things like that, right? But
Sure.
the film's got it's got elements of Moon. Have you guys seen Robot and Frank?
No, but I really want to watch it.
Wonderful
It's
little movie.
Frank Langella.
It is. It is a wonderful little movie, and it's got real tones of this in it. In that you've got that robot, which has got the uncanny valley face, and it talks in that calm way, and you've got one guy interacting with that robot. I mean, there are other humans around because
Doesn't he want the robot to help him rob a bank or something?
Yeah, he's an ex-thief. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
cool.
and it's really good.
And isn't it bought for him by his son to help him because his dad's getting old and can't
Yes,
really move
exactly
around
that,
as much?
Exactly that. It's got
Nice.
Arwen in it and
Arwen.
and
Liv Tyler?
Cyclops. Yeah.
James Marsden.
Yeah, them.
Wow.
Yeah.
People who I know the names of for random reasons.
It's also got so Moon. We've talked about Moon already.
Yep.
It's you haven't seen Moon, have you? Have you,
No,
James?
I haven't.
You have.
I have. Let's not spoil it for him because it's a biggie.
It's so similar to this film,
Sure.
and the what worked less, which is the fourth section, for me. So I had a fear when they left the complex.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing like what's the movie with Tom Cruise as a hitman?
The Road to Perdition.
No, that's Tom Hanks.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise
Beg your pardon.
in a taxi with
Jamie
Foxx.
Foxx.
Collateral.
Collateral.
Oh,
Right?
Ben. You
Yeah,
are
high
so
five.
great.
Thank you.
Collateral is brilliant when it's in the cab,
Yes.
and then they get out of the cab and it's not very good.
It's I think it's a lot. It's really intense when they're in the cab,
Yes,
isn't it? It's like you're
absolutely.
locked in.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Is that a
like-
one-man tent or a two-man tent?
it's 2-man 10, isn't
Yeah,
it?
intent. Yeah, yeah.
Fine.
So
Sorry.
So when that happened, so what I was thinking when we were watching the film was this is really, really interesting because it's in this complex and it's just the robot and them, and you never know if the robot's going to be behind you or going to be listening. And
Yep.
it's really, really intense, right? And then they went outside, and I was like, the film's going to descend into just nonsense now. And I was worried when the plane thing flew over the top and air quotes, didn't see them.
Yes.
And the CGI there was a bit ropey.
Yep.
I think the whole CGI when they're outside is a bit ropey.
Okay.
It's got a look of green screen.
Yeah, okay.
However, it then corrected my fears in that it's mother controlling the ship and it did see them, but it wants them to get away so that daughter comes back. So that's what I was going to say, was it's got bits of that about it. Mm-hmm. And I think Moon's got a little bit of that about it. Not so keen when it's not in the complex and that story.
Yeah.
It's not spoiling anything because in the trailer you see that it goes outside. But yeah, I think that was my only didn't work so well. But then if they didn't go outside, maybe the tension would have been so much because it was so claustrophobic.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a release there, which is quite nice. And then tension builds again when daughter then comes back.
Yeah.
Because you're like, she's going back into the lion's den.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
2001 Space Odyssey we've talked about. The all-seeing robot with this grand designs on human nature and wanting to do lots of things about controlling and killing. Terminator, you mentioned, Skynet, War with Humans.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the interesting bit, I mean, obviously with Terminator is it's about destroying the human race, not necessarily, and not rebuilding it.
Yeah, so this is the opposite of that, right?
It is, yeah, so...
the human race is already destroyed.
Yeah,
but the machines are rebuilding them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I like it.
That was good. Yeah, it was a good catch.
And like you said earlier about Ex Machina, about the robot with ulterior motives, and the fact that movie is all about not knowing if the robot is evil or not, and not knowing what the robot is wanting or not wanting, but having two other characters tell you the opposing views.
Yep.
Very interesting. Very
definitely.
It's got a similar feel about it.
Yeah.
There's a thing in there. I'm just reeling through some of the trivia stuff that's on there. Blade Runner. So in Blade Runner, there's the origami. James Edward Olmos. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes.
From
the guy who speaks street.
Yeah, from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
He makes little origami figurines throughout the movie and in Blade Runner. And spoilers for the 1970s movie Blade Runner. He leaves
1982? 1970s?
I thought the 70s... I thought it was 79 when it first came out.
Oh my God. You're going to make me do this, aren't you? You're going to make me do this. Okay.
I think you're right.
No, I think I might be wrong.
Who did I say? Just because I looked at you doesn't mean...
Blade Runner 1982.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh my goodness.
So in that movie, he leaves a origami figurine of a unicorn at the end.
Yep.
And that is supposed to lead the audience to believe that Harrison Ford is actually a robot, also is a replicant, because he had a dream about a unicorn. So how on earth would the other cop know he had the dream about the unicorn if he didn't turn, blah, blah, blah. So this movie has...
James, your eyes just darted left and right for a bit.
I've definitely seen that film, but I don't remember the blah, blah, blah bit.
Yeah. But so daughter makes origami throughout the movie with mother, and there's something in there about who is the robot, who is mother. Also, then at the end, daughter leaves an origami dog.
Yeah. For
woman.
Yeah.
So again, it's sort of almost suggestive, alluding to you're also one of us. You're part of this. It's not overt. It's just like
it's there.
Yeah.
It's nice little touches.
Yes.
That people. I'm not going to say I select people because that sounds really bad, but people who are into their movies will understand and will be able to link to and go, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because it's
I like what you've done there.
The way that it's presented is like it's a real close up on this tiny little origami figurine, which is what happens in Blade Runner. So it's got that.
One thing I did also like, I like the compound wasn't like all shiny and everything else. It looked well used. Yep. You know, because even with the technology of the robot, and I've already mentioned about the fact that it's got a recharge, but we don't know whether that's true or not. But I liked it. It wasn't.
It felt battery powered, right?
Yeah. It did feel like, hang on a minute, I'm going to have to get another couple of AAA's Duracells in. And the batteries are available as well.
Because the mouse chews through the wire and she has to fix it. And that's quite nice. You're like, oh, it's not invulnerable. This thing can be hurt by outside means.
And you've mentioned the mouse. So the fact that mother's saying to daughter, you can never go outside because it's not safe, and then there's a mouse, and then just gets incinerated. Mm-hmm. Poor mouse.
Questions. Now, the questions are aloof from that. On IMDb, it suggests that this film takes a lot of cues from the game's Portal. Have you ever played the game Portal?
I think... Is it quite an old game?
I mean, it's not that... yes, it's old, yeah. Xbox 360.
Oh, maybe.
So
I definitely haven't.
Portal 1 and Portal 1 was a spin-off of Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2 I've played.
Okay.
Okay.
So it uses the same game engine, and then Portal 2 was made because Portal 1 was so popular. And as I understand it...
Tends to be how it works.
Yeah. Portal was the reason what I'm getting to is Portal was an experiment by the game developers, and they just released it as an idea. And what's really wonderful about Portal is it's a puzzle game masquerading as a shooter.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
You don't actually ever shoot anything. No, you don't shoot anything. You don't.
Is it a first-person shoot?
Yeah.
Non-shooter?
Exactly. So in Portal, you're a woman that's got to try and escape from this complex, and you've got this robot, Gladys, talking to you the whole time. And the robot looks suspiciously like Mother.
Really?
Right? Yes.
Oh, I'm going to look this up right now.
And, although its face does.
I'm sorry, I'm looking this up as you're talking.
Yeah.
I like the fact that GLaDOS is a genetic life form and disk operating system. That's so cool. We're IT geeks, okay?
Yeah.
I apologise for this.
But oh my God, that looks just like Mother.
Exactly,
the
right?
face.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, and the woman in Portal wears an orange jumpsuit, just often tied around the waist. Very, very similar to Daughter, who wears a red jumpsuit, often tied around the waist.
You had a thing about that red jumpsuit as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
You
I
were
was like, something is going on with this
something's
because
happening
it's
with that red.
such a stark colour against the grey.
Did you ever find out?
No, not really. No.
Okay,
I just
fine.
thought it was a really interesting.
Yep.
I thought it was a really interesting imagery. But Portal, again, it's. You guys should definitely play it. Anyone who's listening who hasn't played it, definitely go out and play it.
It's not a bit old now.
It's still fun. I promise you, it's still fun. Here's the game mechanic, right? You have a portal gun.
Yes.
It can fire blue portals and orange portals,
Okay.
and they lead to each other, and you can put them anywhere you want, and then you have to escape from the puzzle by jumping through things. If you put a portal on the ceiling and one on the floor, and you jump through the floor one, and they directly below each other, you will progressively get faster as you fall through, and then you put a portal from a blue portal that you're falling through from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Onto a surface and then fall through the orange portal, having going fast, you will then fire out of the blue portal at the speed through the air. See what I'm saying? At a different angle.
I see what you're saying. That sounds tricky.
It's brilliant.
Okay.
But this film is very evocative of Portal.
Okay.
It's grey. It's got the female lead character with the male. With the female.
Oh, Ben's off now.
With the female robot voice trying to escape. So that on IMDb it says that numerous references to Portal video games. Mother resembles GLaDOS in her facial appearance, voice, and facility-wide control. The young woman is trapped in a facility and forced to perform tests. She wears a red jumpsuit with a white tank top. She's offered cake by Mother, which is a recurring theme joke in Portal. In Portal, there's a someone else has been in the maze,
Right.
and you every now and then find like a panel is slightly moved, and you can get behind the puzzles, and it's like an old rusty version of the puzzle area.
Yep.
And someone has scrawled on the wall like the cake is a lie and things like that, because GLaDOS is always saying, if you get through this puzzle, I'll get you some cake.
I think I'd have loved this game before having a family, because if I play this game now, I won't have a family.
Actually, the first one is not actually that long. The first one's not long. The second one was a lot longer, and the second one had Stephen Merchant voicing in it as well.
Oh, really?
Yes,
cool.
yeah.
Okay.
There are other references apparently. One point, Mother asked Daughter if. Oh no, it's the cake reference again. Yeah, so it's all the
So basically,
imagery
it's
and
taken some. Whoever wrote the script for this movie,
Yep.
well done to whomever it was. They feel like they've taken some cues from a couple of different maybe sci-fi movies or games,
Yep.
or things that they've enjoyed from the past, and melded it all into, blended it all into this what we saw.
Awesome movie.
It
Absolutely.
was really awesome, because again, and I knew that because the next day I was still thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I knew it was a good film.
I think you could say that all of those things are so similar that it's almost a rip-off, but it doesn't matter.
I
it
prefer-
doesn't matter.
I prefer an homage to those movies.
I'm going to completely agree with both of you, actually, because it's different puzzles. I've done it again.
Yeah.
But they pulled them together,
Yeah.
and it's actually worked really seamlessly. The fact that we can pull off all of these references and go, I can see where that's come from.
Yeah.
Or I can kind of understand that.
And I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier about the plot. The plot is so good that all that imagery isn't so important.
And I don't know if we have touched on it because I can't remember, but acting in it
so good.
was brilliant.
Yeah.
Was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Woman Hilary Swank was fantastic
She
in
was.
her sort of how she doesn't like the dozers and
Yeah.
how scared she was to a point where she was actually going to just let herself die.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's the injury detail is because obviously woman turned up shot by a dozer, I guess.
Yeah.
Or we think. We don't know.
And she wouldn't let mother operate on her at all. So a daughter was forced to operate on her. Did it successfully. Mother was proud. Yeah, it was, and that was the injury detail. You saw her sort of probing around for the bullet, and it was a bit icky.
We all winced.
Yeah.
We also.
Yeah.
So a few other things that we sort of haven't necessarily touched on. These were conversations we were having throughout the movie. So the imagery of that mirrored look about the women.
Oh,
There's even one shot where they're talking through the glass, and it literally puts the mirror in the center, and they're talking to each other, and they've got the same body language.
Yeah,
the hair is the same.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's it's a real statement.
It's a mirror image.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
And play daughter again.
Clara,
she's Danish.
Yeah.
Clara Regard.
She was brilliant.
She was very, very good.
Yeah.
She was absolutely
very good.
Yeah, she was. There's some interesting stuff about the naming. So none of the characters that we actually see in the movie have names.
Yes.
And everyone that's not seen has a religious name.
Oh, really?
They do.
Oh, well, this is going to show up on the next, maybe on the next date night with Delilah.
Maybe not. But yeah, and also, woman has rosary beads and is praying to Mary, Mother
religious.
of God.
Yeah, yes.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's a really interesting another layer to Mother that she's praying to Mary.
Yes.
So it's just there's just so many layers. This film.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, very good.
And then something, Ben, you I think you mentioned during the film is the film also makes us question the long-term question of nature and nurture.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll get it completely wrong, but talking around the subject a little bit, it's so people, are they born bad, or do they turn out that way because of the life that they live, the nurture they either do or do not get, and therefore are people born are people good for the same reasons, because of the life they live, or because their mother treats them in a certain way. Mother as a robot is sort of, she's cold and she's distant, but she's also loving and caring.
Well, she has a bit of humour as well. Do you remember
that?
Yeah,
that was my attempt at a humorous joke.
And James, you said when we were watching it, because we were talking about, well, why is daughter, who when we figured out that she was the third one, we were like, why is it taking this time? And you said, she's learning. Yeah. She learned to start telling jokes. She even says, I'm learning to tell jokes. Yeah. She is growing.
She's developing to become more human rather than that robotic sort of esque. Again, coming back to the Terminator with Terminator 2 with Arnie, and he's, why can't I kill anyone? He just can. It's not good, okay? So he has to learn to say, well, okay, I need to change my conditioning or my learning, whatever it is.
Well, mother also says a mother has to learn. I think daughter asked why there aren't more children, and she says, well, a mother has to learn. Yeah. So are they not destined to just repeat what happened before, though? A mother forced to take over again? Because, hear me out here. Robot, okay, may have to recharge its batteries, may not. Might have been a ploy just to sort of lull daughter into a false sense of security. So when a baby is born, mother can be there for it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, all the time, and potentially not have to rest, doesn't have to eat, doesn't need a bit of time to itself. Daughter, when she becomes mother at the end to this newborn baby boy, I think this is the first time we've mentioned that kid, by the way.
Yeah.
She's not going to be the same as mother, robot mother. She's going to need to eat. She's going to need to sleep. She's going to struggle with feeding this kid if it just gets colic one day, just doesn't want to eat anything. It just wants to scream its head off all day.
You know what she can do if it keeps screaming?
Start a new one.
Burn it.
Oh my God!
Because it won't be the perfect child, will it?
Oh my God, you're the worst!
I think you raise a really interesting point because,
Thank you, James.
But mother only with all of that, only brought up one daughter who now is big, dare I call it, the saviour of the human race.
Yeah.
But as the human race starts again and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, her learnings, her teachings will get thinner. So because the people you get, unless everyone has the same ideals, there's going to be a point, because what we don't know is Mother actually dead?
Well, no, because she appears.
And she did say at the end, okay, I've just gone in for a big spoiler. She goes, you'll know where to find me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think it will have to start again. I think Mother will just be there to help daughter.
But what if Mother shows up, perceives that daughter is doing a bad job, new mother, daughter, is doing a bad job with boy, goes, okay, well, this boy's in the furnace, and you're a bad mother, you're in the furnace as well, I'll start again.
Yeah, why not?
Oh my God.
Well,
it's never ending. It's a cycle.
Yeah.
It will go on and on and on.
And how cool is it that this film makes us think like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
The big spoiler for me, not spoiler, but the bit where I said to you guys, I think I've got it.
Yeah.
I think was when we saw the crops outside.
Yes.
And she said 6 months ago they started turning up and they started growing and now we can breathe. And I was just like, right, Mother is... She's doing all of this to make it okay for them to go outside.
I hated you for every minute.
Yeah. Because I said, oh, I've got a theory. And I said, shall I tell you? And you're like, yeah, go on then.
And then I just went, and then I called you a prick.
Yep, you did. Yeah. So I think we've talked about this a long time. I think we've put a lot of love into it. Let me ask you a question about the future of this.
The future of it?
This is something that you've just sort of touched on.
Okay.
It's a complete movie.
Sure.
It feels like a really lovely, complete story.
Yes.
It's going to be successful because it's good.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
I think word of mouth will get it around.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. And actually, when I looked on YouTube for some stuff about this, talked about this today, there was tons of videos on it.
Yep.
Tons and tons of videos.
Okay, that's good.
Do you think there'll be an A, sequel, B, TV show, and do you want either of those things, and do you think they'd be any good?
Sequel, no, because it won't have the same people involved, more than likely.
Yeah.
It will just be being done as a cash cow. A series, it depends who it's done by. If it's done by the Sci-Fi channel, no thanks. If it's done by someone like Showtime or HBO, I'm involved.
They won't pick this up, I don't think.
Well then, no thank you.
I actually think
Leave it as it is.
I think it'll be a complete thing as is. I think that if they were going to do anything, they'd make a cash-in sequel.
Yeah. And I really hope that they don't.
I agree.
Because it's given a lot. We're talking about it a lot. We've got lots of questions that actually we'd love to know the answer, but I don't really want to know the answer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Part of the pleasure is not knowing and figuring it out myself.
Ben's had enough. He's just tapped out.
He's just stood
So,
up.
I mean, we're getting real deep, and now he's just tapped out.
Yeah.
What would we call the sequel? I Am Mother Also, Part 2, Robot's Revenge, or something like that? I don't know. What was it called?
If it was a cheap cash-in, it would just be called I Am Mother 2.
The only thing that may be good is obviously the film spans a lot of time.
Yeah.
Spans a lot of lifetime
yes.
in the film.
Yes.
If you broke that down a little bit and you could see,
Each season is like a new child being born and either
I'm
perfected
not
or
going
dumped.
to say a season. I mean, you could have a 4-episode thing. I don't know, and that brings you up to that point, or maybe a prequel. Actually, I could definitely do that, where you see the extinction of the human race and what actually happens, and how Mother becomes Mother.
I quite like that. I quite like the idea of that.
That would be good, but it would have to be good.
It would have to have Hilary Swank as the woman that designed Mother.
There we go.
High five.
I don't want to see a prequel. I don't want to see the Extinction Level event. I like the fact that you don't see it. So, nah, I think you're both wrong. Get out.
Fine.
Right, well, let's wrap this up because it was a great movie. And if you haven't seen it and we've spoiled everything for you, I mean, you're an idiot for listening, but go and watch it.
Sure, I completely agree with those statements that you made. What are you going to give it out of 10? What are you going to give it out of 10? Or out of 5? Or out of 30? Or out of 100?
What about 15,000 364 years. If that's right, I am going to go nuts. I don't think it is. No. I would give this 9 out of 10.
Oh, that's a high one.
It was awesome. Like I said, I could easily watch this again.
Yep.
Easily.
I think I'm going to watch it again soon.
Yes.
Because I've promised to watch it in some months. So.
Yeah, that's right.
I would give it I bloody enjoyed that out of whatever number you want to choose.
3,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. I think it was wasn't perfect, but it was a real surprise at how good it actually was.
Is this the first time in all of the reviews that I've been a part of that we've actually agreed?
I think it might be, yeah.
Wow.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Normally it's because Mr. Grumpy Pants over here just like doesn't enjoy something.
Because he...
Oh, well, it's style of a substance. It was boring. I get it, but it was culturally shit.
No, but because he did film studies.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
exactly.
He did film studies at school.
That's right.
Did you know I studied film? I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't know if I've mentioned it before or not.
Might have come up once or twice.
Never.
I am a man that knows things. Ben, where can people get in touch with us to tell us if they studied film as well and they enjoyed it?
If they want to tell us that they studied film and they enjoyed it, they can get us on social media. Nerds Chatting on all the socials which we're on, which is Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And you can send us an email if you're that way inclined, which is nerdschatting@outlook.com. If you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, which is what they call it now, it's now Apple Podcasts.
All right, yeah.
Instead of
like iTunes.
Oh yeah,
it's because I think because the word podcast has become part of the
lexicon.
It's part of the dialogue that we all use.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
Anyway, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or any podcast provider that you can hear this on, and you want to leave us a review, that would be great.
Oh yeah, please do.
If you want to leave, because it helps more people find the show. So if you do the show, listen to me. God, I'm so Hollywood.
Do you know what it does? It helps me with.
What?
Warms my cold, dead heart.
Nothing warms your cold, dead heart.
You're right.
Nothing.
Right, yeah.
But if you want to leave us a review, that'd be great. If you want to leave 5 stars, that's fine. If you want to leave less than that, that's also fine. You've got to live your life. But if you just leave us a review, it'd be really appreciated.
Tell them how great JB is.
Yeah, if you leave us a review of 1 star, I will find you.
Someone has, but the thing is you can't see a 1-star review.
I'm
so
joking.
I don't know who or what it was about.
Really?
I won't find you.
It was ages ago.
Was that before I was on the podcast?
Yes,
Because I don't think they've been below 4 since I've been on here. I think.
Oh, you're so modest.
Yeah.
You're so modest.
Yeah.
What else am I going to say?
We're on Spotify.
We're on Spotify and iTunes and. No, not iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts. Oh, YouTube. We're on YouTube as
We
well.
are, yeah.
Are we?
YouTube.com/.
Yeah, also upload to YouTube. We don't have to do anything. Don't have to think.
And we have
Thank
more
you,
than 100
YouTube.
subscribers, so we could change our YouTube URL from youtube.com/
Gobbledygook
to youtube.com/nerdschatting.
Let's do that.
Yeah, why haven't we done that?
We've done it. I've done it.
Oh, have you?
Of course you have.
I did it ages ago.
I don't remember this.
Did we not have...
I don't remember yesterday. I mean,
Wow.
We can only do it when you got to 100 subscribers, and we've stayed teetering over 100 subscribers still, which is very kind of.
Do we get anything more from YouTube if we go over a certain number of subscribers?
Like if you get 1 million, I think you get like something. I don't know.
Let's
We're
do it.
never going to get that.
Let's do it.
a gold watch or something. Or like,
Like a little Rolex or a Tag Heuer.
Nice, yeah. And we have to share it, like wear it one day at a time and hand it around.
I think for the first time in a couple of months, we've actually kept to our word and done 2 podcasts after after consecutive 2-week breaks.
Yeah.
Are we going to be back in 2 weeks' time to review Spider-Man?
Yes, we
Far
are.
From
Yes, we are.
Europe?
100%.
Oh my word! Do it.
Yeah.
That's another
Excellent.
high
That's
five.
another high five. I've got like 4 high fives from you tonight.
Yeah,
You
'cause
know
were
how-
smashing it.
worthy.
No, because you are smashing it. This is the best you've ever done.
You know how I'm like a man that knows things. I've studied film.
You're a big
and stuff.
deal.
I'm a pretty big deal. In the Far From Home trailer, I've been to all of the European places that he goes to.
Oh,
It's
that is
quite
so cool.
exciting.
Yeah, you got. I might not watch it with you then, because you'd be like, "I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there."
That's exactly what
Where's
I'll be like.
Where's he go? Goes to London.
Yep.
Goes to Paris.
Yep.
New York.
No. He goes to Venice.
Okay.
Somewhere else, and I can't remember.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, but
Okay.
you've definitely been there.
Yeah.
But you can't
I've
remember.
watched it thinking, been there.
Prague?
Been there. It might be Prague. Yeah, maybe.
Prague.
Are we
Okay,
going to
fine.
watch it together?
I'm probably going to watch it overseas.
Oh, so I'm going to be with Ben. It's the old
You and
school.
I will watch it
The
together.
best team. My
That's right,
favorite.
yeah.
My favorite
The
team.
dream team, not
Yeah.
the loser team.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Feel like people are seeing behind the curtain here now.
Don't
a
care.
little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we end the podcast?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye.
Cheers.